Miss March, another letter has arrived for you. Miss March.
Mrs. Kirk, the mutton you ordered is on the kitchen table. Thank you, Professor. Christopher Columbus, another publisher. Another rejection?
I have no idea. Your letters just keep coming and I keep giving them to you.
I keep hoping.
We all keep hoping for your success, Miss March. The entire boarding house keeps hoping. You have us all on edge.
Dear Miss March, I've read your story. Well, he's read it. Unfortunately, I found your tale tasteless and vulgar, not at all suitable for my readers. My advice to you is to...
My advice to you is to return home and have babies. Sincerely, F. Putnam.
22.
22?
22 rejections since I've been in New York, and they all say the same thing. Go home, give up.
You cannot lose faith, Miss March. Someone will like your novel. I'm certain of it.
Professor Bear, do you think I could read my story to you? I would so respect your opinion.
Yes, of course.
Actually, it's one of my best. It's a mean and stormy night. The moors are bleak and bloody. Thunder claps, lightning strikes. The fair Clarissa, her clothes in disarray, races across the wild coastal heath. Now she stops. Now she runs. Will she escape? Will she be caught? With bold determination, the villainous aristocrat, Braxton Prendergast, lurches for her. There's no escape. She's but a child, and yet she turns to fight with eyes ablaze. This noble girl meets his gaze unafraid. She will not be defiled. Keep away from me, you wretch!
I cannot keep away.
Your beauty draws me. Your passion ignites me.
I've got to hold you.
I defy you.
I will take you.
Let me buy you.
Come close.
Don't come too close. Don't come too close.
So close to me. I'll have her. I will.
Suddenly, Rodrigo appears in magnificent splendor.
I am your destiny, your bitterest foe. I've come to avenge your crimes, often long years ago. You left me cold, alone and forgotten. Now I'm back to settle the score.
Miss March, please tell me, what is it that you were trying to write here?
Blood and gut stuff. It's all the rage. The magazines and periodicals are full of it.
Violence and seduction on every page?
Read Shakespeare, read history, read the newspapers.
It's getting late. Perhaps it's best we discuss this some other time.
No, Professor, I really want to know what you think.
Blood and gut stuff. What you think the world wants to hear. If I've noticed anything about you, Miss March, I've noticed that you are unique. Something you should try not to forget. I think you can do better.
Better? And who are you anyway, an aging professor close to 50?
I am 34.
34? Really? Well, you look a lot older.
I worry a lot.
And just what do you worry about?
How to avoid conversations such as this. Now, I'm going to dinner. Miss March, ever since you arrived here, 6 weeks ago, was it? You shout, you rant, you upset the whole order of this boarding house. I'm a serene and peaceful man.
You are aloof. You're arrogant.
Arrogant? Miss March, I spoke my mind as you spoke yours. Obviously, it was not appreciated on either side.
Obviously. And my stories were a great success back in Concord. Better than what? Better than this dazzling plot. Better. This story could be my King Lear. Each phrase is better than him. Better, even my smallest whim is better. How can he miss what's so clear? How can I do better than what's already here? How can what he said to me be true? If I don't succeed, what will I do? Turn around, go back to Concord, leave New York behind. make me doubt the way I feel, doubt that each thrilling page is who I am. Aren't these words alive with passion, vivid as my attic where it all began?
Joe, the girls at school were horrible to me. Charlotte Fenton said my dress was ragged and my nose was flat.
Joe, I hate being a governess. I should be meeting eligible young men.
Oh, it's going to be a dismal Christmas, but with Father away at the war and no money for presents.
Meg, Amy, Joe has a surprise for us.
Or was I better when I was home? Listen, everyone, I have risen to the occasion this year, and I've written us an operatic tragedy.
And we're going to perform it for Christmas.
No, I can't. Not with a flat nose.
Do you really think we should, with this awful war?
When have we ever let anything stop us? Years from now, people will talk about us. One Christmas Eve, 4 penniless and ragged sisters put on an operatic tragedy for all of Concord.
All of Concord?
Oh, Joe, no.
Filled with blood and guts, 2 massacres, a masked ball, and several heart-wrenching scenes. We'll dim the lights, the crowd will hush. We'll start the overture and Beth will shortly blush. And when Clarissa starts to plead, Christmas will exceed our finest dreams.
Joe, do I die again in this one?
Yes. Meg, you will die like none before. The world will shudder when your body hits the floor. For when Rodrigo makes you bleed, Christmas will exceed our finest dreams. Now, Amy, as Clarissa, only passion is permissible. This tragedy depends upon the fire in your eyes. And that when you're the mother, you'll be noble, you'll be pure. All hearts will melt the moment mother cries. Let us begin.
Aha! Mother, dear mother, do not cry.
Oh, no, Amy. Expression from the heart. Mother, oh no, dear mother, do not cry.
Mother, oh no, dear mother, do not cry. Joe, I am being teased and ridiculed enough at school, and all you care about is your silly little tragedy.
I know you're tired. I know it's hard. But we will triumph when Rodrigo yells on God.
Touché!
Our success is guaranteed. Christmas will be thrilling. Christmas will be gory. Christmas will exceed our finest dreams. I've made an important decision today. As you all know, I've been writing stories forever, with much satisfaction, and people seem to like what I write.
We love it, Joe.
Absolutely. So, I've decided to become a world-renowned writer. I shall write great books and earn barrels of money, and I'll give you all everything you've ever dreamed of.
Oh, Joe. Joe can do anything.
But we must promise to remain just as we are, solid like a fortress. We must promise that no matter what happens, we will always remain the 4 March sisters, forever.
Forever!
Come, let us rehearse.
Mother, dear mother, do not cry.
Not my daughter, you wretch. You will have me or no one.
No one!
I've got my boots and hat, my mustache will make their spirits soar. I'm making
Our
my
success is
guaranteed. With curtains and Christmas will be ruined. I'll show them all I know. Little woman in a dress our button deserves. I'm ready to take a blame. I've taken a soul to blame. With all that I am, my dearest Mama, there will be a Christmas after all. Christmas will exceed our finest dreams. Christopher Columbus, I'm bursting with energy. Someone give me a task to do.
I want you to bring Father home.
I shall write to President Lincoln tonight. Another.
I want you To get Annie Moffat to invite me to her St. Valentine's ball.
I'll wring her little neck if she doesn't. Another.
I want you to get us a Christmas tree.
Rodrigo will go chop one down immediately.
Where?
There, across the road.
But that's Mr. Lawrence's property.
You'll go to prison if you do.
Prison? Prison, did you say? What care I for prison?
Joe is an incredible human being.
Look, it's Mr. Lawrence. He's standing there at his window, just glaring out.
He looks sinister.
I think he looks sad.
I wouldn't be sad living in a house like that.
Has anyone ever been inside?
He'd never let any of us in.
They say he's a very angry and bitter man. Joe's going to get us all into deathly trouble.
Oh, we'll be known as the family with the criminal sister.
What criminal sister?
Marty, you're home.
What's happening here?
Joe's written operatic tragedy.
And she's inviting all of Concord to come see us perform it.
And I'm the mother in it.
And actually, I die in it, again. But it's a very dramatic death.
And I play Clarissa, who's incredibly sweet.
It sounds wonderful.
Oh, Marmee, it's Joe's best.
Tell us about your day.
Well, we knitted socks and blankets for the Soldiers' Aid Society. And a letter came from Father.
Read it to us, Marmee.
But where's Joe?
She's outside.
Oh, read the letter, Marmee.
Let's wait for Joe.
She may be a while.
Well then, let's hear about all the things you did today.
I baked a dozen biscuits. Then I practiced the piano.
Charlotte Fenton teased me mercilessly at school. I was so humiliated.
I don't particularly like being a governess, Marmee. I do try, really, but the children seem to get the best of me, and...
Rigo has returned. Joe! What is this? Marmee, where did you get that tree? I borrowed it from Mr. Lawrence. You did what? I did it for us, Marmee, for Christmas. Well, you will take it right back immediately. Take it back?
Oh, we're just borrowing it, Marmee. Do let us keep it.
It's Christmas, Marmee.
Out of the question. Borrowing someone else's property?
Marmee, we could give it to the poor Hummel family. They have so little. It might cheer them a bit.
Yes, we shall. Now, what about Mr. Lawrence?
Yes. What about him?
Mr. Lawrence!
Yes, Mr. Lawrence. You,
Me?
vandal, you chopped down my perfect little Douglas fir. I should have you arrested.
I am sorry, sir, but I can make it up to you.
How, pray tell?
I could plant 6 more,
A dozen,
and I'll chop your firewood for a few days.
2 weeks. Then it's settled, and I hope such an incident never occurs again. And I'll have you know, young lady, you have ruined my day.
Grandfather certainly loves his trees. Hello, my name's Theodore Lawrence III. Everyone calls me Laurie. I've come to live here in Concord. Oh, interesting facts. I play the cello, I can sleep standing up, and I can hold my breath for nearly 3 minutes before passing out. And I think that was quite audacious of you to chop down Grandfather's perfect little Douglas fir. Well, goodbye.
Theodore Lawrence III, would you be interested in delivering a tree to a poor family in need of some Christmas cheer?
Joe.
Yes, I would.
He doesn't mind.
Just point me in the direction.
It's the Hummels. They live half a mile down the road on the right. It's the old gray house with broken shingles.
I'll take it there straight away. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas!
Joe, you must think before you act on every whim. I just want us to have a wonderful Christmas. And we shall, my dears.
The letters come from Father.
Christopher Columbus!
Do read the letter, Marmee.
Yes. My dear wife, the war goes on and on. The end seems nowhere in sight. The days are difficult and long, but I am well.
Oh, he's well.
Still, it's very lonely away from my dear ones, especially lonely as Christmas approaches. Each night in my tent, I think of my precious girls. Give them my love, and give them each a sweet kiss.
tell them to be good girls, faithful and hardworking, and to conquer in them that which is disagreeable, so that when I return, I shall be fonder and prouder than ever of my little women. Now, why are we looking so glum? Do we have an operatic tragedy to perform or not? We do. Then we have work to do. Aren't there costumes to complete? And an authentic-looking oleo curtain to paint?
Will you perform something, Marmee?
Do, Marmee.
Only if it's something thrilling, filled with passion and daring.
Yes, I'll write something astonishing just for you.
We'll make this the best Christmas ever.
We March women are invincible. Come, let's get to work.
I'll go get my paints.
I'll look for a costume for Marmee.
I'll design the handbill.
Marmee, where do you suppose we could find a Christmas tree for our play?
Thank you, Meg. My dear husband, write a letter, be inventive, tell you everything is fine. Be attentive to the distance, send my love with every line. Every word should bring you closer and caress you with its tongue. Nothing should remind you that I am here alone. I can't tell you what I'm feeling. I can talk about the war, how the pealing of the church bells brings the battle to our door. I don't know which part is harder, what I know or what's unknown, or raising little women. Now that I'm here alone, counting days, praying for news. Is this the life we meant to choose? Do you know how much I miss you at this hour of the day? How I wish you were the twilight, come to take my fears away. Can I manage 4 young women? I'm not certain I know. Will I be there when they need me? Do I fail them even now? I wish that you were with me, wish that I could bring you home. The night seems so much longer now that I am here alone.
Josephine! Josephine, is that you? Josephine!
Good morning, Aunt March.
Do you know the hour?
It's almost 10, I believe.
Your workday with me begins at 9. You've missed reading to me, and you still haven't repaired the latch on the cellar door.
I got delayed finding you this beautiful flower.
Don't trifle with me, Josephine. You were dawdling.
I wasn't dawdling. I was writing a story.
You are what happens to a girl when she has no father.
I have a father.
Never here when you need him. And now my nephew has the audacity to be an army chaplain when he can't even support his own family.
Aunt March.
Josephine, you are on the verge of womanhood.
Christopher Columbus.
And just look at you, scampering about, writing senseless stories, constantly trying to save the world, when you can't even save yourself.
I don't need saving.
There are many pitfalls a girl can fall into, Josephine, and you are heading towards all of them. I want to see you shine. Even if you're not rich, you can at least marry well.
Oh, I'll never marry.
You'll marry. All girls marry.
Well, I'm not all girls.
With a good marriage, you can have power. You can take your place in society.
I don't care two figs about society.
Then there is no point in our having this conversation. It is abundantly clear to me now that I could never take you to Europe.
Take me to Europe?
It was an idle thought of mine.
But do you know how important it is for a writer to travel? It's been my dream, Aunt March.
We earn our dreams in this world, Josephine. It's foolish of me to think that you could ever change your ways.
I could try.
You could never bend your will. You could never follow through. You could never bite your tongue, though your tongue may split in two. If you want to live your dreams, these are things you have to do. How could you change? You can't, not you.
I could change if I wanted to.
Could you practice self-control? Could you possibly be shy? Could you wear a corset tight in the heat of mid-July? The rules you must obey, every one which you defy. You'll never change. You won't, that's why. Yet somewhere deep within my heart I do believe you could captivate the world. If you could change, there is so much you could achieve. In time you could succeed and travel very far indeed. You could be beguiling,
charming me,
someone well-mannered, a model of grace. Learn the art of smiling.
That could be hard.
It isn't very hard for someone full of dreams like you. If you work, you'll find there's nothing you can't do.
So if I change, we'll go to Paris.
Change completely or don't waste my time.
If I change, we'll stop in Antwerp.
Gracious living will make you sublime.
If I change, you'll take me to Zurich.
Every city from Dublin to Caen.
Surely with your guidance, I could learn to use feminine wiles with you alone. I could be beguiling. I could learn to charm a donkey for a chance to see the world. Learn the art of smiling. I could button up my mind and keep my thoughts perfumed and pearl. Yes, I surely think I could.
If you could, that would be good.
There's nothing that I wouldn't suffer to see the world. I could do it if I try. I could do it by sheer will.
All you have to do is work to acquire any skill.
These are things a girl must do when she has dreams she must fulfill.
Change how you walk and how you talk. Change how you think and how you are.
I'll hold my breath and hold my tongue. Do what it takes to travel far.
Could you? Could you? Could you?
Yes, I could.
Good.
Girls, it's getting quite late.
Wait till you see them, Marmee.
To think, my 2 oldest girls are attending their first ball. Next year it'll be you, Beth.
Me? Do you think so?
Meg, I can't go.
Meg, why not?
Look at me. Every girl in Concord my age has been to a ball, and this is the very first time I've even worn a dress like this. Anything like this.
I wore that very same dress to my first ball, and it didn't look half as good on me. Margaret March, you've been dreaming about Annie Moffat's St. Valentine's Day ball for weeks now. You can't walk away from it now.
Don't think I'm built for gowns.
You look very alluring.
I think the word is alarming, Marmee. Meg's the beauty. Look at her. She'll surely be the belle of the ball.
She doesn't want to go.
Meg?
What will I do when someone asks me to dance?
Just smile and say, I'd be delighted.
Delighted.
Then offer him your hand.
Delighted.
Delighted. Then let him take command.
Hardly delighted.
You're dancing like a candle.
No, I cannot dance tonight.
I'd be delighted.
Then you go.
The music is entrancing,
Exotic.
hypnotic,
The sound of men romancing.
Delighted.
Delighted.
and some of them are glancing.
People everywhere.
Elegance to spare.
How can I be sure they'll like me when I'm there?
I can see you dancing all night. I'd be delighted, delighted,
So glad we were invited.
completely delighted. Who paid the coachman?
I did.
Delighted, provided, success has been decided. Delighted, when delighted, 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 delighted.
Amy, what are you doing?
Oh, I'm going to the ball.
You're what?
Amy, no.
I found this old dress, and it almost fits.
It was mine.
I know. All it needs is a pretty sash. Why shouldn't I go?
Because you weren't invited, that's why.
But I could go in your place.
Amy.
In my place?
Yes. You don't care a fig about society. I've heard you say 100 times. But I do.
It's true, I don't care for snobs, people who think they're better than you just because they have grander houses.
Well, they do have grander houses.
That's enough, Amy.
But I dream of elegance and finer things, Marmee.
And I prefer what's real, to be noticed for being truly accomplished and unique, not because of some silly sash.
Sashes aren't silly. Aunt March says the right accessories could be the key to a girl's success. And besides, I would never go to the ball with scorch marks on the back of my dress.
Amy, stop it.
Jo hates balls. She should just stay home, work on her dreadful little stories, and let me go in her place.
Amy! My stories aren't dreadful.
Nobody reads them, and nobody likes them.
Girls. Well, I like them, and I happen to be sending this one off to a very prominent New York publisher tomorrow.
And he'll hate it.
That is enough, Amy. Jo, it's barely noticeable.
We've got to go.
Yes. And I'll be sure to let everyone know just how sweet you were for lending me your beautiful accessory.
You'll be sorry for this, Jo March.
Good night, Marmee. Beth, if anyone from polite society calls for us, we're at the ball.
Good night, everyone.
Girls, have a wonderful evening. My dear, your time for such things will be here before you know it. But family is forever. You've said some very hurtful words to your dear sister. Please think about it and try to make things right between you. Now, come girls, let's get to bed. Amy.
It was an accident. Joe! I swear, Meg, Mrs. Pearl kept moving in on me like a mountain lion. She had this gigantic ear trumpet and she kept shouting at me, "What's that you say, my dear?"
She's deaf.
She got so close I ended up spilling the entire glass of punch on her.
No!
And then Annie Moffat said to me, "Can I be of help, Sally?" Sally? Who is Sally?
I think it's her dog.
I ought to box her ears.
Joe, don't. We'll take a few minutes, and then we'll go back in as if nothing had happened. Our heads held high.
Yes, you're right. For a young lady who's soon to go abroad and do amazing things, I shall return poised and elegant, brimming with confidence. I shall sit grandly Christopher Columbus! You?
Me?
What are you doing here?
I guess I fell asleep. Too much dancing, I guess.
Too much punch, I'd say.
Oh.
Laurie? Laurie, where have you been? I've been looking everywhere for you.
Mr. Brooke, I would like you to meet...
Your grandfather will be furious. He wants you to meet some important people.
Already have. These are the March girls I've been telling you about. The ones from across the way. This is Meg. Is that right?
Yes.
And this is Jo. She cuts our firewood on occasion. This is Mr. John Brooke. He's a scholar from Boston.
How do you do? I'm Laurie's tutor. Come, Laurie.
Oh, sir, you've taken my dance card.
Oh, is this yours? I'm sorry. So you're Margaret March?
Yes, I am. So...
It's a splendid party, is it not?
Yes, it is. Quite lovely. So, you're from Boston?
Maine, actually.
I've never been to Maine.
You should go. It's a beautiful country. Quite primitive.
I like primitive.
Really?
Mr. Brooke is a romantic at heart.
Is that true?
Well, no. Although I do read Keats and Kelly. I mean Keats and Shelley.
So do I.
You read Keats and Shelley?
All the time.
Christopher Columbus.
Would you like to dance, Miss March?
No, actually, Meg and I were about to join the ladies in the salon.
I'd be delighted, Mr. Brooke. Excuse us, Joe.
Did you see that? He just... What is it with you and that smile?
You make me beam.
Well, you look ridiculous.
And you look quite fetching tonight.
Fetching, dear sir, really?
Yes, truly. So tell me, dear madame, when you're not attending balls or chopping down trees, what do you do?
I write blood and guts stories, and I make extraordinary plans. I'm going to Europe, where I'm going to meet famous writers and great thinkers. Oh, so what about you? What do you do?
Marmee says you're all alone in the world, no mother or father. That must be awful for you.
It's not awful. I've got a cranky old grandfather, and I've got a cat, and I've got a...
What?
Oh, well, I was hoping to say a new friend.
Me? I don't know about that.
Well, I know I have no right, but sometimes late at night I see you in your attic, pacing back and forth like a maniac. I've never met a girl like you, anyone at all like you. This is very nice, such a lovely party. The music sounds so thrilling. It makes a person feel like dancing. And I'm very good. I won a medal for dancing at school.
I don't dance. Besides, I've got a patch on the back of my dress.
A patch? Let me see.
No!
I like it. That patch could start a whole new fashion. Dance with me tonight, and I guarantee by next spring, every girl in Concord will be wearing a patch on her dress. We could do 100 things, do anything we please. We could fly on golden wings across the 7 seas. And I'll bet you can get a camel through a needle if you'll take a chance on me.
You're a lunatic.
Oh, yeah. We could catch 1,000 stars and stand them on a pin. We could leap from here to Mars and make the planet spin. If you want to do all the things you've ever dreamed of, come on, take a chance on me. We could be such friends. Friends are never lonely. I spend my time with books. Books are solitary, but I see you every day. How you live in your own way, and you make me wanna dare to take a chance on you.
All right, we could box if you like.
You box?
Are you ready?
Well, I should warn you, I won a medal for boxing at school. Oh. Oh, what happened?
Ow!
Oh.
And you're a medal winner?
Well, you cheated, but the winner this time. We could live a million dreams, but only if we dare. We could go to such extremes. There's so much we could share, and we'll circle the world doing all we've ever dreamed of. And we'll live in our own way, and I'll see you every day. We'll be the best of friends when you take a chance on me. So what do you say, Joe? Will you give me a chance?
I challenge you, Theodore Lawrence III, to a skating race tomorrow at the Miller's Pond. Come on.
We'll circle the world doing all we've ever dreamed of. 'Cause you'll take a chance. Yes, you'll take a chance. Finally take a chance on me. Joe, wait for me.
Laurie, they're home. Meg, what happened?
Excuse me, Miss March. John Brooke, Laurie's tutor. We were dancing and the ankle may be sprained. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Brooke.
Well, good night.
Good night.
I must say, the evening began quite strangely but ended magnificently. Good night.
Good night. Can you walk on it?
It's nothing, Marmee.
Tell us about the ball. I tried to do all these ladylike things, Marmee, but they went generally unnoticed, except by the Lawrence boy. Meg was certainly attracting some attention, till that stuffy Mr. Brooke asked her to dance.
He danced divinely. I had the best time of my life. I may have left here a girl, but I came home A woman.
A woman. What's she talking about?
It's just Meg being silly, Marmee.
All right then, off to bed. It's been a long day for all of us.
Beth, darling, look what I brought for you. A truffle.
Thank you, Joe. Good night, Marmee.
Amy?
I'm so sorry for the things I said, Joe.
And for you, Miss March, a pedophore, slightly squashed but still edible.
Thank you.
Are you coming, Joe?
I will. I just need to put a few finishing touches on my story.
Don't stay up too late and see that the fire is out.
I will. Marmee, have you seen my story?
No, I haven't. Isn't it in your portfolio?
No, it's not. Meg, Beth, do you know where my story is? It was here when I left, I'm sure of it.
Oh, poor Joe. It must be around here somewhere.
Amy, do you know anything about this?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Amy, you've got it.
No, I haven't.
You know where it is then?
No, I don't.
That's a fib.
It isn't. I haven't got it. I don't know where it is now, and I don't care.
You know something about it, and you'd better tell it once or I'll make you.
Scold as much as you'd like. You'll never see your silly old story again.
What? Why not?
Because I burned it.
What? My story? The one I worked at so hard you burned it?
Yes, I have. I told you I'd make you pay for being so cross and horrid to me.
You wicked girl! I'll never hear you write it again!
Stop it
You
at once!
beast! You only got what you deserve.
You two should be ashamed of yourselves. Joe, I am surprised at such behavior.
She's burned my manuscript. It was my best story ever, Marmee, and she's burned it.
Amy, what have you done? That story was the pride of Joe's heart. She has worked at it patiently for months to try and produce something good enough to print. You've destroyed the loving work of several months. Why, Amy? Why?
I did it in a fit of anger. I felt dreadful ever since. Whatever am I to do?
First, you must apologize to Joe and try to make things right. Joe, please wait. I think Amy has something she wants to say to you.
Joe, I'm so sorry. I promise that
I'll never forgive you. As long as I live.
My dear Joe, don't go out in anger like this. I beg you to forgive your sister and to make amends between you.
It was an abominable thing to do, and she doesn't deserve to be forgiven.
Amy.
I can't sleep. I won't. I will never fall asleep again, not for decades, no, not even then. My life was in that story. How could she be so cruel? How can so much be lost so easily? I wrote my heart out, it does not seem fair. I'll rage until I'm withered. I'll grow cold and bitter. Carlotta. Carlotta, the mad woman in the attic, a creature of gall, a spinster rejected by the world, changed her appearance. She attached golden braids to her hair. Yes, I like this.
seen Jo March today?
No, but her sister was here earlier with Mr. Brooke.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
How long has it been snowing?
Jo March, come skating with me. The ice is still frozen enough and the pond is magnificent today.
Laurie, I can't. I'm finishing a story.
Oh, finish it later. Come race me. I would like to win at least one race before the winter's over.
All right. I'll give you a 2-minute head start.
2 minutes?
And still beat you.
Amy, go with them.
Jo doesn't want me.
Go anyway.
She hasn't spoken to me in 3 weeks. I drew that picture of her with her beautiful hair. She just ignored it. Besides, my ice skates don't fit me anymore.
Take mine.
Can I really? Oh, thank you, Beth. I hope that one day I can be sweet like you.
You are sweet.
Watch where you're going, young lady.
Sorry, Mr. Lawrence.
That piano sounds terrible.
It needs a tuning, sir.
Yes, where's my grandson, Laurie?
I'm sure he'll be home soon.
The boy's missed 6 lessons. He's fallen behind in all of his work, and as such, I've strictly forbidden him to associate with this family.
Why, sir?
Because a man needs an iron will if he's to make it in this world, and a family like this will only soften him. So tell me, which one of the dreadful little March girls are you?
I'm the dreadful Beth.
Yes, Laurie told me that you're the one that wants to play my priceless piano. Well, it's out of the question. I've had it locked up ever since my daughter, Laurie's mother, passed away. And that is how it shall stay. Are you afraid of me?
A little.
Why?
It might have something to do with your face, sir. It's very hard.
Well, I cannot help my hard face. Go on. Continue with what you were playing. I don't have all day. Are you gonna play or not?
If you say, come with me off to Massachusetts, then to Massachusetts we will go. We will buy dishes there, maybe even 2 sets. Buy the finest china, then we'll dine a while on crepe Suzettes.
Well, go on.
We will build model boats off in Massachusetts, there in Massachusetts, by the bay. Put them together and wait until the glue sets.
What's the matter now?
I don't remember the rest, sir.
While we wait, we'll polka for the focal on the parapets.
Off.
To Massachusetts.
Yes, we're off.
To where the shops are sweet.
We will play minuets off in Massachusetts, Boston, Massachusetts, Beacon Street. If you
come with me off to Massachusetts, then to Massachusetts we will go. We will have dishes there off in Massachusetts. Buy the finest china, then we'll dine a while on crepe Suzettes. Yes, we're off to Massachusetts.
Yes, we're off.
Yes, we're off to where the shops are sweet. We will have no regrets off in Massachusetts. Boston, Massachusetts, we.
Boston, Massachusetts, we.
Boston, Massachusetts, we repeat. Well, goodbye.
Goodbye, sir.
Come visit me tomorrow. I'll find the key to that old piano and We'll see if there's some music still left in it. What do you say? Will you come?
Yes.
Oh, and when you see Laurie again, please tell him that I wish to see him at once.
Meg!
What is it, Beth?
Oh, Meg, Mr. Lawrence was here. He invited me to come to his house and to play his piano.
Oh, Beth.
He really isn't as horrible as we imagined.
Meg, Beth,
What happened?
Amy?
she fell through the ice.
She was skating by the bridge, and suddenly the ice gave way. I caught her just in time.
She's careless. She's rash.
She just wanted to be with you. Here.
I was skating so beautifully.
You don't think. You know you're not supposed to skate on the ice by the bridge. Everybody knows that the ice by the bridge is dangerous.
But you didn't want me skating anywhere near you. Joe, you know that I love your stories. I'm so sorry for what I did. I even tried to write one for you, but I couldn't think of anything to say. So I drew that picture of you with your beautiful hair.
And my big mouth.
And you just ignored it.
You skate so recklessly. Don't you know if it hadn't been for Laurie, you could have been killed.
Maybe it would have been better if I had.
You must never talk like that. Amy, when the ice broke underneath you, all I could think was, I could have lost you.
Then, Joe, go on. Forgive her.
See how much she's changed.
Remember her sweet side.
I think she deserves another
Everybody
chance.
stop it, please. I was devastated when you burned my story. I couldn't possibly understand how you could do such a thing. Promise me that you'll never think of me as an enemy, but as a sister who loves you.
I promise, Joe.
The March sisters forever.
Forever! Laurie! And to Laurie, who gallantly saved the fair Amy and made this day possible, I want to declare before everyone, before the world, that on this day of forgiveness and joy, that you, Theodore Lawrence III, who has valiantly lost all contests to me, I want to declare you our brother, the brother we never had. Swear to us your greatest oath of loyalty, an oath as dazzling as your charms.
I swear I'll follow you like royalty.
Come wear our royal coat of arms. From now on we are joined, and we shall not be parted. From this day on it's all for one, and one for all for life.
We'll live like musketeers.
Together we'll prevail. We'll be fine for all forever from now on.
Now each of us must swear for all eternity, our bond shall never be undone. Nothing shall sever this fraternity. We'll always live and die as one.
From now on we are joined, and we shall not be parted. From this day on it's all for one, and one for all for life. Together we will fight,
And your battles will be mine.
we'll be fine for all forever from now on.
On this wonderful day.
It's wonderful.
One I'll never forget. I am proud to say I am
From this day on we swear that we shall not be parted. From this day on, no matter what, we'll fight for all for life. We'll conquer every foe with our brother by our side.
And if John Brooke were here, he'd be our brother too.
Meg's in love.
We'll consider any friend.
We'll be loyal to the end.
We'll be fine for all forever.
We'll be fight for all forever.
We'll be fine for all forever from now on and on and on. From now on.
Mrs. March! Mrs. March, we must be getting to the station.
Amy, darling, are you ready?
Mrs. March, you don't want to miss the train.
I need a few more minutes. I'm waiting for Joe. Mr. Lawrence, tell me I'm doing the right thing.
Of course you're doing the right thing.
I've never left my girls before.
Your husband has pneumonia. He needs you there with him, in Washington.
Yes, but I feel like I'm being torn in two. One part of me here, and the other part.
Mrs. March, I promise to look after your girls every day.
That will be such a blessing. Thank you, Mr. Lawrence.
I just take this to the carriage then. Good morning, Beth.
Morning, sir. I fixed you a basket of food.
Thank you, Beth.
Amy's almost ready. She's taking half the house with her.
I sent Joe to Aunt March's hours ago. She should have been back by now.
I'll go find her.
Here's the shawl Father loves so much.
Thank you.
Marmee, please don't make me go to Aunt March's house. Everything in it's so old. I drew this picture for Father. It's of you as the goddess of spring with apple blossoms in your hair. Marmee, is Father going to die?
No, Amy. We'll see to it that he recovers.
Marmee, I'm sorry I'm so late, but I got the money for you.
Thank you, Joe. I know how difficult it was for you to ask Aunt March.
I didn't ask her. I couldn't, so I walked to the town common and I stood there all morning trying to sell my stories. And when that failed, I sold my hair.
Joe! Oh my. You're bald!
I'm not bald!
But your hair was your best feature.
She looks beautiful.
Now Marmee will have enough money to get to Washington and stay with Father for as long as he needs her. Here, $27.25. I threw in a few coins I had stashed away.
Thank you, Joe, but you shouldn't have done this. I'm so
disappointed.
Proud. It was a very courageous thing to do. Thank you, Joe.
Mrs. March, the carriage is ready. Joe, you look different.
We're going to miss the train.
By summer, I guarantee every girl in Concord will be wearing her
Laurie,
hair.
Come, let me hold my girls.
We've never been parted before. I feel awful.
Amy. I'll look after everything, Marmee. Don't worry.
My dear Margaret, make certain that my nephew recovers.
Yes, Aunt March, thank you again for taking Amy. Amy, tell Aunt March how excited you are.
I'm so excited about living with you while Marmee's in Washington.
Naturally.
No glum faces and no tears. I'll be back as soon as possible. How did you all grow up so fast? Goodbye, Aunt March.
And tell Father how much we miss him and love him.
Josephine, what have you done?
I sold my hair so Marmee could have a safe journey to Washington.
You did what? I have told you, if you need money, come to me.
I was hoping to earn my own money.
Cutting one's hair and selling it like a beggar is not an option for a lady. You look like a shorn sheep. Have you forgotten our agreement?
I can never forget about it, Aunt March. Traveling and seeing Europe, Paris, London.
You don't live up to your part of the bargain. Why should I live up to mine?
I've tried to live up to my part of the bargain. I went to a ball and I improved my manners. I practiced dancing with Meg and read books on etiquette. And I held my tongue in several situations when I just wanted to scream out. But I've got a fire within me, Aunt March.
We'll just see where this fire takes you in life. See what doors this fire will open. And let's see what society thinks of your fire.
Christopher Columbus, who cares about society?
Josephine!
We don't live for society. We live for what we have inside of us, to expand our minds and pursue our dreams, and yes, to engage in passionate exchanges.
That is enough! You think you know everything, and you know nothing. As for Europe, you can forget it. Europe is meant for someone with a greater understanding of its rewards.
Aunt March, please.
The subject is closed. Who is this man?
He's the Lawrence boy's tutor, a friend.
Well, tell your friend his visit should be brief. Ah, Amy. Come along, Amy. I have plans for you.
The subject is not closed. I will go to Europe, so help me if I have to swim there. Hello, John.
I like your haircut, Joe.
And my hair will grow back It will!
John, how did this happen?
I couldn't stand by any longer, Meg. Your own father is in the Army hospital in Washington. I have friends who will never return. That's why I enlisted, Meg.
When do you leave?
Tonight, Meg. Margaret, I am not a rich man, and I'm not particularly handsome.
You're very handsome, John.
Really? I am not the wisest man in the world, but
You're very wise.
Thank you. Meg. Margaret, if you could find it in your heart, if you could love me as I love you, if only you'd care when we are apart, and I could be rich, I would be wise, I would be more than I am.
Wait for your return. Wait while you're at war.
If you will wait while I am gone, if you'll imagine me here with you, if only you'd care if I carry on, and I could be strong.
Why must you go?
I could be brave.
Don't be too brave.
I could be more.
Only come home.
More than I am. If you will say you love me enough to marry me, I will come home and love you for all of my life, and I will be more than I am. Say yes, make me more than I am.
I'll marry you tomorrow. I'll marry you today. Come home and I will love you for all of my life.
I swear to you now with all my heart, I swear I will love you as you love me. From this moment on, though we'll be apart,
I will be more.
I will be more
than I am.
More than I am. With you, I am more than I am. I'll write you every day. Twice a day. 5 times a day.
Oh, Meg, we're going to miss Marmee terribly, but together we March girls are resolved to make the best of it. Where's John?
What?
Where's Mr. Brooke?
Joe, Beth, I'm engaged. John proposed and I accepted.
Meg! Oh, Meg, I'm so happy for you!
Engaged? But, Meg, what about our promise to remain together forever?
I mean, we made that such a long time ago, Joe. I've changed. You've changed.
I haven't changed. I would never make a promise like that and then break it. Our word is everything, Meg.
I love him.
So you love him? We're talking about us. We're alone now. Our future as a family is at stake. You can't turn your back on us.
I'm not turning my back on you.
I told you I'm going to become a famous writer, and I will.
I know.
And I'll give you everything you've ever dreamed of.
But if she loves him, Joe.
I do. With all my heart and soul.
I've lost Meg.
You haven't lost Meg.
I've lost my trip to Europe.
You'll find your way there someday, Joe. I know you will.
You can do anything. You can make the clouds disappear.
Beth, it's you who makes the clouds disappear.
Come, walk with me and tell me all about your adventures today.
Well, I sold my hair.
Yes.
And before that, I stood in the common, and when no one paid any attention to me, I cried out, "Joe March is here!" And then I recited my story, Carlotta, the mad woman in the attic.
That's my Joe.
Carlotta the mad woman in the attic. A creature of Gaul, a spinster rejected by the world, hungry for revenge, rose from the dark. Where does she come up with these ideas? Her eyes were beady red, her hair ghastly white.
Who's up there?
Only your best friend in the whole world, Theodore Lawrence III?
Laurie!
And her fingers were clutched with rage as she went into the wretched night.
Laurie, Christopher Columbus, it's so good to see you. You've not been here in weeks.
No, I've missed you. I've been in Boston, and I have dreadful news.
Dreadful. Could it be something about Carlotta, the mad woman in the attic?
No.
Well, what news?
Well, with the war ended, grandfathers insisted that I get on with my life. He enrolled me in college.
What?
I'm going off to college in time for the summer session.
That's wonderful news.
Well, yes and no. It'll be hard to leave. The best friend I ever had.
I can't imagine life in Concord without you. Not seeing your silly grin every day.
Oh, Joe.
But you've got to go. What an incredible opportunity. College, I'd go in a minute, and I'd study everything.
Why do you need school? You're going to be a famous writer.
Famous?
Yes. You, Joe March. I need to tell you something.
Tell me something.
Ever since the first day I saw you, do you remember that day?
Of course.
The day you chopped down.
Borrowed.
Grandfather's perfect Douglas fir. I knew that you and I would be magnificent together.
Well, we are magnificent together.
My sweet Joe. For weeks now, months even, this whole year I've wanted to...
Laurie, what was that?
A kiss?
I know it was a kiss, but why?
I've thought about that for a long time. We could live a million dreams, but only if we dare. We could go to such extremes. There's so much
Laurie,
we could share.
What's got into you?
I need to ask you something.
I'm not sure about that.
I bought you this ring.
A ring? Laurie, what are you talking about?
Joe March, will you marry me?
Marry you? Laurie, stop this right now. It's not funny.
I've practiced saying those words over and over.
Have you gone mad?
I love you, Joe, and I want you to be my wife.
No, find someone else. Find some accomplished girl.
I don't want anyone else, Joe. I want you.
Well, you can't have me.
At least say you'll think about it.
There's nothing to think about, Laurie. I'll never marry.
You don't mean that.
I do mean it.
You'll marry.
I won't.
Just not me. That's what you're really saying. You'll find someone.
Laurie, I thought you understood me. Just go away.
You've known all along how I felt. Everyone's known.
And you've known all along who I am and what I want. I shared my soul with you, Laurie. Just go away.
Joe.
Please, just go. Who is he? Who is he with his marry me? With his ring and his marry me? The nerve, the gall. This is not what was meant to be. How could he ruin it all with those two words? I thought I knew him, thought that he knew me. When did he change? What did I miss? A kiss, when I thought all along that we were meant to forge frontiers. How could I be so wrong? And I need my sisters here. If I can share my dreams, what were they for? I thought our promise meant that we would never change and never part. I thought together we'd amaze the world. How can I live my dreams or even start when everything has come apart? I thought home was all I'd ever want, my attic all I'd ever need. Now nothing feels the way it was before, and I don't know how to proceed. I only know I'm meant for something something more. I've got to know if I can be astonishing. There's a life that I am meant to lead, a life like nothing I have known, and I can feel it, and it's far from here. I've got to find it on my own. Even now I feel its heat upon my skin, a life of passion that pulls me from within, a life that I am aching to begin. There must be somewhere I can be astonishing, astonishing. I'll find my way. I'll find it far away. I'll find it in the unexpected and unknown. I'll find my life in my own way today. Time and place. I will be fearless, surrendering modesty and grace. I will not disappear without a trace. I'll shout and start a riot, be anything but quiet. Christopher Columbus, I'll be astonishing.
Miss March! Has anyone seen Miss March? Professor, have you seen the whereabouts of Miss March?
No, I have not seen the whereabouts of Miss March.
Helga, do we have enough sheets for the new boarders? Ever since the war ended, Professor, people are coming in from everywhere. Miss March!
What is it, Mrs. Kirk?
Miss March received a telegram. A telegram, Professor. She could have inherited a great deal of money. She could be an heiress. Then again, it could be a terrible tragedy. There's no telling, is there? As her good friend, I think you'd be concerned for her.
We are not good friends. We are simply acquaintances.
I see. Helga!
You and others in this boarding house are under the assumption that me and Miss March have some sort of kinship. We've simply gone places together.
The theater?
Yes, I took her to see Hamlet.
A pathetic tale it is.
Very pathetic. And I've given her 3 German lessons.
3? That many?
And I've taken her to the park to hear speakers, but other than that, Miss March hardly seems to know I exist. She is preoccupied. She rushes past me like the wind.
Christopher Columbus, Mrs. Kirk, have you seen the professor?
Behind you, darling.
Oh, guten Tag.
Guten Tag, Miss March. The word is Tag. Guten Tag means good day.
I know what it means, but when you taught it to me, you said Guten Tag.
I would never say Tag.
Well, I'm sure you did.
Well, I'm sure I didn't.
All right, then. Guten Tag. And it is a very Guten Tag, and I have some wonderful news. I came to New York on a dream. I knew it might take me a while, but all I've been hearing since I arrived is leave it right there on the pile. So today I woke up and decided it's time. Time to achieve, time to thrive, time to climb.
Miss March, tell us what happened.
Sometimes when you dream, your dream is just a guess. Sometimes when you work really hard, you don't know if you'll ever find success. So I grabbed a story to sell, the one that read so well, that I marched out the door and headed right for the Weekly Volcano Press.
Henry Dashwood, now he's a man of taste.
Dashwood was a fiend. He sneered at my distress. Tossed my story high on a stack, but I was determined I would progress. I said, sir, I'll wait while you read, but alas, he disagreed. So I jumped on a chair and read it right there at the Weekly Volcano Press.
You did what?
Oh my!
Keep away from me, you wretch! I cannot keep away. Your beauty draws me. Your passion ignites me.
I recognize this one. It's the one with all the horror in it, the bloodbath.
Yes, that's the one. I took to heart what you said. I embellished, and I made it better. I've got
to have you.
I defy you.
Take you.
Let me buy you. Let go. Let go. Let go. Let go. Let go. Suddenly, Rodrigo appears in magnificent splendor.
Unhand that woman, villain!
Who are you?
I am your destiny, your victorious foe. I've come to avenge your crimes often long years ago. Run to the forest, run!
I can't! The forest is dangerous! My sister went in there and never returned!
You must risk it. You must take the dark path. Your fate awaits you there.
She will never escape me.
Go, now!
On guard.
Dashwood was aghast, but I could not care less. Words I spoke ignited the air. I felt like a publishing lioness. That's when Dashwood started to shout, and I thought he'd throw me out. But then I persevered, and a forest appeared at the Weekly Volcano Press. The forest is dark and scary. Clarissa enters, trembling, fearful of what fate awaits her. She comes to a fork in the road and stops. Which way do I go? An old woman appears.
I can help you choose, but you must make a sacrifice. Give me something dear. That comb is nice.
Without this comb, what will I be?
Perhaps a hag as dull as me.
I can't.
You'll never know your destiny unless you give up vanity.
I've got to know. Please show me where to go.
Your fate awaits you there.
The path is perilous. She avoids swamps, loses her footing, her shoes tumble off. The sleeve of her dress gets caught on a twisted limb. She comes to wild rapids and can go no further. How shall I get across? An ogre appears.
If you want to cross, you must pay me. Pay him. I've the only boat that can get you there alive. I see you wear a necklace that holds a pretty jewel. My price to get across is what you're wearing round your neck. Oh, how its glitter makes me drool.
I've nothing left but this. My prospects are so bleak.
You'll never know what wisdom is unless you give up all your riches.
Here, it's yours. Now show me distant shores.
I'll take you to your fate.
Sometimes when you dream, your dreams come true. When you turn every way, suddenly a day can be so amazing. And sometimes when you yearn, you burn the air. And someone else feels the flame you always knew was there.
give a tired old knight some assistance?
I have nothing left to give.
Give me your time.
My fate awaits me.
Can you not care for me? It's been years since I felt the touch of another hand.
Then take mine. Take my shawl, ragged as it is.
You have now completed the journey. My sword is yours. It will protect you against your enemies. You may now return to the moors. Your fate is in your hands.
And Clarissa raced from the forest, raced to the moors where she called, I have returned, Braxton. I will free the moors of your tyranny. Fight me!
I always knew you'd come back to me. They always do.
And Clarissa thrusts, she parries, she backs up Braxton and pins him against a tree. She leaps up onto a craggy rock, her sword swishing and swooshing. Never has she been so determined. She's on fire. Pity she hadn't taken dueling lessons. Out of nowhere, who should appear but the long-forgotten Rodrigo!
This is your end, villain. I've waited a lifetime to destroy you.
Who are you?
I'm your worst nightmare, Braxton. I am...
Her sister! And then Dashwood got on his knees, crying, sell this to me, please.
Miss March.
Then he ordered 4 more. Now I'm writing for the Weekly Volcano Press. I'm ready for destiny. My tresses are curled. Dreams come true. I'll take what is rightly mine with curtains and death. I will not quit. I will be forgotten. I will shine a dazzling light. I'm ready to take a bow. I'm taking us all around. My destiny's here and now. I'll astonish the
Congratulations. I am, what's the word?
Amazed?
Flabbergasted and delighted.
Oh, Christopher Columbus, today I feel like anything is possible. You were right, Professor.
About what?
Everything. I'm going to be a published writer. I can't believe it. $15 and $25 more for my commission.
You are rich.
I feel rich. Do you dance, Professor?
Oh, no.
Neither do I, but today I could.
We should celebrate your success. Have you ever been to the Harmonia Gardens?
Are you asking me to dinner, Professor?
Well, yes.
I should like that.
Oh, Miss March, I almost forgot in all the excitement. A telegram arrived for you.
Open it, Miss March.
I will. Today I could start a revolution.
What is it?
Is it not good news?
Oh my. No. It's my sister Beth. She's contracted scarlet fever. She's gravely ill. I must go to her immediately.
I'm so sorry, dear, for you and your family.
Is there anything we can do?
No, but thank you, Professor. Mrs. Kirk, tell your girls.
They'll be fine.
Tell them to keep reading.
I will.
Thank you both for everything.
Miss March, I would like to accompany you.
Accompany me?
You should not travel alone.
I traveled here alone. I'm not afraid. I shall be fine, but thank you.
Miss March, you will be back?
Of course I will.
And Miss March, Gott sed dir. It means God be with you and with your family.
Yes. Thank you, Professor. We shall certainly need him.
Your simple acquaintance is leaving you, Professor.
Yes. Yes.
Time to get up, Mr. Felix. Feet off the sofa.
Beth knows nothing of this then?
Joe has seen to everything.
Thank you, John. At last, it's found a home.
It's a beauty, sir. I'll let Joe know that we're ready.
No.
Joe.
Shh! Wait. Not yet. The flowers.
Right.
Oh, it's magnificent. Oh, but Mr. Lawrence, you shouldn't have.
But I did. And enough said on the matter. All right. Now you can call her.
Joe.
She's ready.
It's in place.
Meg!
Where are you taking me?
You'll see.
Is it Amy? Is she back?
It's not Amy.
Well, what is it?
Patience. There.
Mr. Lawrence.
Over here, Beth.
Your piano?
No, Beth. Yours.
Mine? Marmee! No!
There was no arguing with him.
But why, sir?
Because I kept calling. Where's that dreadful little March girl? It's missed you, Beth.
Go sit at it.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Lawrence. I shall treasure it.
Play something for us, Beth.
It sounds wonderful.
Oh, I almost forgot to tell you. I received a letter from Laurie this morning. He'd been in New York.
Laurie was in New York?
Didn't he come visit you?
No.
Oh. I'm sorry. He was in such a bad way, moping about for weeks. I insisted he go do some business for me, enjoy himself a little in Europe. Guess who we met up with in Florence?
Who?
Amy, and your Aunt March. Miss March, may I join you?
It would be an honor, sir.
You say, come with me off to Massachusetts, then to Massachusetts we will go.
We will buy dishes there, maybe even 2 sets.
Buy the finest china, then we'll dine a while on crepe Suzettes.
New York. I miss New York.
Off to Massachusetts, yes, we're off to where the shops are sweet. We will have no regrets off in Massachusetts.
Dear Professor Bear, I've been meaning to write to you. So much is happening here. My sister Meg is having a baby. My sister Beth is very frail. But I know I have it in me to make her better. I've decided to take her and my mother to Cape Cod, to Falmouth with me for a few days. Given all that's happening here, I'm not sure when I can return to New York. I miss it. I miss those volatile exchanges we had. I miss our walks in the park to hear the speakers shout about all the changes in our world. I too would like to change the world.
And of course, sir, how are you? She asks how I am, and so, how am I? My days are the usual days. I wake up, I go out, time goes by. My days are exactly the days I've lived since arriving here. In fact, how I am is a maze, how it comforts me year by year. I work and I eat, life is muffins and jam. The house is nice and quiet now. That is how I am. 5 years in these rooms, reading Hegel and Kant. My mind is devoted to thoughts of the meaning of life. What more could I want? So why is it lately I find I'm uneasy all through the night? And why even now does my skin feel explosive as dynamite? Why does my heart pound like a battering ram? How can she ask me how I am? How I am is fine. Dear Miss March, there is nothing dramatic or new to report. This'll be short. Morning and evening, I live in my usual way. On the day you return, you'll see for yourself. Tell me, Miss March, are you happy so far from the clang and the beat of our turbulent street? Quite often I think of our days in New York. But of course, since you left, I have felt quite content. I wake in the morning and all that I hear is the absence of sound. My peace is disturbed, but the ruckus is me as my thoughts run aground. Yes, I wanted a life by myself in these rooms, but now all around me another life looms. Who asked her to come and to go and to leave me like that? And now she expects me to send her a note with words if I spoke, they would stick in my throat. Who asked her to change how I live, how I think, how I am? She asks how I am. How can I reply? I go through my daily routine. I give lessons, I wait. Time goes by. But lately I find there is pleasure in humming a silly tune. And some days I go to the park and I'll sit there all afternoon. Some evenings I swear I can hear a door slam. The house is far too quiet now. That is how I am.
Beth. Marmee, it's so beautiful. The waves and all the shells.
I believe this one is 1,000 years old. Listen, Beth. Remember how we always talked about coming to Cape Cod?
And now Jo, with her wee literary earnings, as she calls it, has brought us.
So happy to be here with you. Promise me, Beth, whatever's got a hold of you, you'll continue to fight it.
Look what I bought, a kite for my Beth. Look at the tail. I told the man I wanted all the colors he had for my sister.
That is the most beautiful kite I've ever seen.
I shall leave you two.
No, Marmee.
Stay.
I wish to go and write a letter to Father. Tell him how beautiful the Cape is this time of year. I love you.
Oh, Beth, this is a dream come true. Come, out of the chair. Help me put this kite together.
Tell me again about New York.
It's a circus.
A circus?
Yes, with waltzing camels and dancing horses. Sometimes you see them right out on the street. Oh, and museums and theaters, Beth, everywhere.
And the women, are they shameless?
Some of them, anyway. It's an amazing place, Beth. I'm going to take you there.
To New York?
Yes, and we'll dine in the best restaurants and see Shakespeare and ride the omnibus and mingle with unsavory characters.
Jo, I have something for you. Marmee says this shell is over 1,000 years old, and I believe that once upon a time, it had an amazing life. If you put it to your ear, it talks to you.
What does it say?
It says, "We grow up too fast. You're a woman of the world now, Jo. I'm so proud of you."
When you were first born, not an hour old, I told Marmee,
Beth is mine.
We all have someone special in the world, and I have you. My sweet Beth, give me a task to do.
Let's pretend we're riding on a kite. Let's imagine we're flying through the air.
We'll ascend until we're out of sight. Light as paper, we'll soar.
Let's be wild and high above the sand. Feel the wind, the world at our command. Let's enjoy the view at Neverland,
Floating far from the shore.
Some things are meant to be. The clouds moving fast and free.
The sun on a silver sea. A sky that's bright and blue.
Some things will never end.
The thrill of our magic ride.
The love that I feel inside for you.
We'll climb high beyond the break of day.
Sleep on stardust and dine on bits of moon.
You and I will find the Milky Way. We'll be mad and explore.
We'll recline and loft upon the breeze. Door to bow, sail on with windy ease. Pass the days doing only as we please. That's what living is for. Can I tell you a secret?
Anything.
I never made plans about what I would do when I grew up, and I'm not afraid to die. The hardest part, Joe, is leaving you.
I won't let it happen. You'll get better. You will.
Some things are meant to be. The tide turning endlessly. The way it takes hold of me. No matter what I do. But some things will never die. The promise of who you are. Your memories when I am far from you. All my life, I've lived for loving you. Let me go now.
Everyone, I'm home. Look at this house.
Yes, look at this house.
Marmee? Father? Joe?
We left it in shambles, and it's still in shambles.
Meg? Did you see the look I gave the coachman, Aunt March? His impertinence. He caught nearly every bump in the road.
One must always be civil to a coachman. You must respect those who have the reins, until you wrench the reins from them.
Yes, Aunt March. Joe? Marmee?
Remember, Amy, you're a lady now.
Yes, I'm a lady now. Meg! Where is everyone? And when did this house get so small?
As we grow grand, Amy, the world around us often
diminishes in size. I have known people who have almost disappeared before my very eyes.
Oh, you're such a dear, Aunt March. Thank you for everything.
I'll go see to that wretched coachman.
Remember, Aunt March, respect those who have the reins.
Very good.
Amy?
Meg! Meg, is that really you?
Marmee! Oh, let me look at you. You're so beautiful.
Oh, let me look at you. You're a mother now. Twins. I can't believe it.
Neither can I. Amy?
Marmee. Oh, Marmee.
My baby's home. Look at her, Marmee.
My little Amy, all grown up.
Father. Oh, I am Father. I really am. I feel so much older. I feel sophisticated. You can't imagine all the experiences we had. And wherever I was, I think if only Meg was here. If only Joe. If only Beth.
Amy.
I'm so sorry I wasn't here to say goodbye to her. I cried for weeks. I couldn't stop. Aunt March said I was being too unreasonable, but my heart was breaking not to be with her.
Beth understood.
Joe, my dear sister.
She said, "Tell Amy not to fret."
Did she really say that?
She was so brave till the very end. You'd have been so proud of her.
I bought her a metronome. The man said there wasn't another one like it. And where did we get that magnificent piano?
It was a gift from our neighbor, Mr. Lawrence, to Beth.
Oh, he's such a dear, isn't he? It's so good to be home in our dear house. Oh, I have so many things to tell you all. I ate frogs, actual frogs, and snails. And how is your Mr. Brooke? Is he still romantic?
Even more so.
Oh, I knew it! Men are so amazing!
Come, Amy. Show us what you brought back.
Let me help you with it.
It's a king's ransom.
That's almost everything.
Laurie.
Hello, Joe.
I hadn't realized you were coming back too.
Well, yes, we all sailed on the same ship. It's good to see you.
You look different.
Do I? I guess I'm taller, maybe an inch or so.
It was so good of you to comfort Amy and Aunt March after our loss of Beth.
When I heard the news, I was devastated. I wanted to come see you when I was in New York. I wanted to. I thought
don't
about
blame
it.
you. I was horrible to you. I was so unfeeling, and I'm so sorry.
You said what you felt.
Laurie, guess what? I sold a story.
I knew you would. I always had faith in you, Joe.
I know you did.
Congratulations, published authoress. And you look different too, you know. Very distinguished.
Really? I've missed you.
I've missed you too. And I've learned something about myself.
What's that?
I was never meant to fly on golden wings.
Who is?
You. You, Joe March. You were meant to soar, but me, I was meant for more mundane things. Oh, announcement. I have decided to go into grandfather's business. I know, it's the last thing in the world I would have thought for myself, but the truth is, I'm sort of fascinated by the prospects. I shall be wily and shrewd.
Laurie, there you are.
Amy, did you tell Joe?
Tell me what?
The most amazing thing.
Really quite a thing.
You tell her.
No, you tell her.
All right, I'll tell her. We were under the bridge of sighs.
In a gondola.
Under Italian skies.
She was singing lullabies.
He said he likes the way I sing.
The day was ours.
We talked for hours.
It was amazing.
I said I love fireflies.
I said so do I.
I told him I hate goodbyes.
There was something in her eyes.
I swear the bells began to ring.
We found that we
were so alike.
It was amazing.
So tell me, who proposed to whom?
Oh, you know, we were trying to be so discreet about it.
Amazing. amazing. There we were in Venice.
In a gondola.
In Venice.
When he suddenly stood up
And shouted, "Will you marry me?"
It was so romantic that I fell into the water.
And before I even knew it,
He dove in and rescued me. It happened before we knew.
how could we have known?
Amazing what time can do.
In that moment my heart flew.
We'll be married in the spring.
Whoever thought in all the world we'd fall in love, and yet we did.
It was amazing.
Amazing, amazing, the most amazing thing.
Come, Laurie, help me with the rest of my things.
She bought half of Europe.
And I'll buy the other half on our next trip. And later, Aunt March wants to talk to us about proper wedding etiquette.
Of course.
Laurie, welcome to the family.
Thank you, Joe.
Joe, I'm sorry. I never meant for it to happen like this. I'd always thought of Laurie as yours.
He's never been mine. He's always been one of us.
Yes. Yes, he has. Joe, I have something for you. It's a book of all my drawings. I drew all the things I knew you would want to see. All the churches and the palaces and the mountains. I had to have some way to bring them back for you.
Amy, this is precious, but it's yours. I can't.
That's why I want you to have it. We'll be close, Joe. That'll never change.
Never. Amy, thank you. Your drawings are beautiful.
It's been a while since you've been up here.
I know.
The room needs an airing and a dusting.
I'll get to it.
The attic used to be such a sanctuary for you. Whenever you were feeling sad or disappointed, you'd run up here, bolt the door, and come back hours later. So full of life. I haven't seen that Joe in a long time.
I can't write. I can't do anything, really. You're right. In the past, I could always come up with something. I was always so good at that. Beth would say, Joe can make the clouds disappear. I miss her so much. If I'd never broken the promise, if I'd never gone to New York, then everything would have been different.
Joe, stop it. No one could have done more than what you did for Beth. You could not have changed what happened.
How do you manage? How do you go on day in, day out as if nothing has happened?
That's how you think I go on?
You're strong and wise. How can I be like you? How can I find your strength?
Don't make so much of me, Joe. I never dreamed of this sorrow. I never thought I'd have a reason to lament. I hoped I'd never know heartbreak. How I wish I could change the way things went. I wanted nothing but goodness. I wanted a reason to prevail. Not this bare emptiness. I wanted days of plenty, but I refuse to feel tragic. I am aching for more than pain and grief. There has got to be meaning.
Most of all, when life has been so brief, I've got to learn something. How can I give her any less? I want life to go on. I want days of plenty. You have to believe there's reason for hope. You have to believe that the answers will come. You can't let this defeat you. I won't let this defeat you. You must fight to keep her there within you. So believe that she mattered, and believe that she always will. She will always be with you. She'll be part of the days you've yet to fill. She will live in your bounty. She will live as you carry on your life. So carry on, full of hope. She'll be there for all your days of plenty. So much. She's with you, John. I love you. How do I go on with just an empty room? All I have are memories. I need a task to do. Someone give me a task to do. I need a... thought that somehow we would always have forever. I thought the promises we made would have a different end. I thought the love we shared would keep us as we were. It was the fire within me. We dreamed and plotted with abandon in this attic. When we were gathered here, the room became our citadel. We were amazing then, my sisters and I. They were the fire within me. I knew we were alive. Nothing was too painful to survive. We faced the world together, the four of us forever side by side. Everything I promised was for them. I was theirs no matter where or when. How can that be lost forever? How when I gave everything with all my heart?
several days before Christmas. It was several days before Christmas. The four girls sat about the parlor and grumbled about their fate. Meg, the oldest and most romantic, said, "It's not fair some girls have pretty things while we have nothing." "It won't be Christmas without any presents," said Amy with her usual pout. "And we haven't got Father to read to us," said Joe, who yearned to travel and write great books. Only Beth, sitting contented, said, in a tone so sweet, even angels would have listened. "But we've got each other." "Everything I promised them is here. All of us the way we used to be. We will always have each other. They will always be the fire in my heart. Here I go, and there's no turning back. My great adventure has begun. I may be small, but I've got giant plans to shine as brightly as the sun. Here in all the smallest details of the past, here in this attic, suddenly life is something vast. The four of us, forever here at last. As unexpected as can be. Astonishing.
Will we ever get through this day?
Today will be magnificent. Soon, Laurie and Amy will be in wedded bliss.
Meg, look at me. Oh, I can't get married looking like this. This dress is not Treybeau.
This dress is very Treybeau.
And why did I choose white for the flowers?
Amy, come. Let me finish your hair.
Oh, I've made all the wrong choices for the wedding, Marmee. The flowers, this dress.
You look like Madonna.
Thank you, John. Oh, it was all Laurie's idea to have the wedding at our home, and I can deny mon amour nothing.
Why is she speaking French?
She's a nervous bride. Oh. Was I that silly at our wedding?
Worse.
John!
You were inspiring.
John, could you come back here and give me a hand?
Yes, sir. On my way.
3 sets of dishes, 2 sets of silver, 16 chairs, 4 cut glass bowls. Ugh. And all the flowers from my conservatory. And I have now been joyfully divested of all my earthly possessions.
Psst, Meg, have you seen Amy?
You're not to see her before the wedding.
I know, I just wanted to make sure the coast was clear. Grandfather, the champagne you asked for.
Thank you, Laurie. Come, let's step outside together. Smoke a cigar before the ceremony begins. Tell me, how does it feel?
My life has never been more complete. And the rain has held off. So far.
Where is Josephine?
I'll go find her, Aunt March.
And tell Amy I wish to talk to her about receiving line etiquette. The cream of Concord society will be here at any moment.
You wanted to see me, Aunt March?
Yes, I do. I suppose you realize this could have been your day.
You think I've made a ghastly mistake?
I do not. Amy and Laurie are ideally suited to one another. I've been going over my will.
Aunt March.
Meg will inherit most of my money. Amy is making her way into society and won't need any of it. As for you...
I don't want anything.
I know you don't want anything. And yet you want everything. Josephine, every girl, every woman needs something to fall back on when times are bleak. So, I'm leaving you my house.
Your house?
Yes, do something worthwhile with it. Make a library out of it, a school, or something.
Aunt March, that's so generous of you. Thank you.
Oh, my. I don't like that dress.
It's one of your old ones.
Well, it looked better on me.
Joe, there's a strange man outside looking for you.
Professor Bear.
Hello.
Hello. This is a surprise.
You said if I ever came north that I should come visit you.
Yes, but...
I know you didn't think I would, but I did. I'm here. Should I go?
No.
I'm not intruding.
You're not intruding. Come inside. Let me introduce you to everyone.
No. Not yet.
So, how is Mrs. Kirk?
As impossible as ever.
And the boarders?
As strange as ever.
And you?
Me? The same.
Well, you look...
Old, I know. Nearly 50.
You're 34.
35.
You had a birthday.
Yes, they threw me a party. And I got sick. Parties are not my favorite thing. Oh, I brought back your manuscript. It was so good of you to send it to me. A novel.
There's no one whose opinion I respect more than yours. Forgive me for presuming.
It touched me deeply, Miss March. I heard your voice. I felt your spirit on every page. It was magnificent.
Joe, Amy is driving me insane. Now she's talking about changing her veil. Oh, excuse me.
This is my sister Meg. This is Professor Bear from New York.
Oh, I recognize you now from your sister's book.
So you're the one she's let read it. Excuse us, Professor. Amy?
I'll be right there.
I have come at a bad time.
No, it's just a wedding.
A wedding?
I've often thought about you, Professor. Wondered how you were doing.
Oh, well, I bought a kite.
You bought a kite?
Soon after you left, I bought a kite and took it to the park. I never had a kite. I was old. You were right to think that.
No, I didn't.
You were right. But ever since I met you, things have been different. My students even, they say, Professor Bear, you're smiling today. Miss March. Joe, we are not at all alike, and we have our differences. May I be blunt?
Be blunt, by all means.
I think perhaps it looks like rain.
The sky gets bluer by the hour.
The water falls in little drops.
That's why it's called a sun shower.
And now it stops.
We're about to be blunt.
Oh, right. If I say rain, then you say sun. If I say yes, then you say no. It seems before we start, we're done. We even argue at hello. If I say share with me this small umbrella.
I say who cares if I get wet.
We are as different as the morning and the night.
No. We're as different as the winter and the spring.
We always seem to fight.
We disagree on everything.
And yet, you make me smile, you make me laugh, you make me care. How can I explain inside my heart I feel a pain when you're not there? Though we are not at all alike, you make me feel alive. If we had that in common, that one small thing in common, our love could be like a small umbrella in the rain.
Josephine!
Christopher Columbus.
The guests will be arriving soon. I want the family gathered in the parlor. Just who are you?
This is my Aunt March. This is Professor Bear.
Please, call me Friedrich.
Friedrich? Is that your name? Friedrich?
Did I never tell you?
No.
Well, bring in Friedrich.
You were saying Friedrich?
When people discover passion, they've come upon something rare. This fervor they have in common will shelter them anywhere, though the rest may be rough. With such passion to share, I think they have more than enough to make a marriage if we dare.
You are proposing?
No. Yes. Yes. Not today or tomorrow or next week, 2 weeks, a month, 2 months, a year, even 2 years. I'm a patient man.
I won't be sweet, won't be demure.
This I prefer, this I adore.
I'll speak my mind, you can be sure.
I'll be enchanted to the core.
If I say, let me share your small umbrella,
I'll say, who cares if we get wet?
We'll be as different as a husband and a wife.
No, we'll be different as a woman and a man.
We'll fight our way through life.
We'll disagree the best we can.
And yet,
you make me smile, you make me laugh, you make me care. How can I explain inside my heart I feel a pain when you're not there? Though we are not at all alike, you make me feel alive.
yes, we have that in common.
That one small thing in common. Our love is like a small umbrella in the rain. Oh, I forgot to tell you. I showed your manuscript to Henry Dashwood.
You did what?
I know it was wrong of me. Stubborn man Dashwood is, blunt to a fault.
What did he say?
He said it was a bit long. He missed the blood and gut stuff. He liked the Four Sisters, particularly the outspoken one. He wants to publish it.
He said that?
If it's all right with you.
Joe, we need you inside. Marmee, there's someone I'd like you to meet. This is Professor Friedrich Bear. He's come to stay with us. We're hoping to start a school together.
A school?
Not today or tomorrow or next week, but someday.
Welcome, Professor. Come, meet our family.
Sometimes when you dream, your dreams come true in extraordinary ways. Suddenly a day can be so amazing. And sometimes when you yearn, you burn the air.
And then you are not the same. And the world is
astonishing.
This has been an amazing experience. We have been through so many challenges, not just COVID and spleen removals and things like that, but this journey has had lots of jigs and jogs along the way. But these great students here and back there and back there, and these parents that have all jumped in, we are so blessed. So my favorite thing, a lot of favorite things, but my favorite thing is to ask anybody who's been involved with Dayton Christian Theatre, now that we've given away all these little awards and recognitions, come on up on stage, because whenever we close a show, we ask our students who are still part of our theater family to come up and join us to sing the doxology. This is something that we do after we pray, after we perform, and on closing night, it's just something a little special. So, it is so good to see all of you. Let's do this. Little Women, the musical. We love you all. We did it. Yeah.